Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Black Wealth Empowerment Live, the Google Hangout. I am Rodney Assad Muhammad, your courage coach, and I want to welcome each and every one of you who've joined us today on this fine Sunday for another edition of Black Wealth Empowerment Live, the Google Hangout. Now, if this is your first time joining us or your 50, I don't know what number we have, Brother Daryl, 58, 59th broadcast.
66.
66. Oh, a lot. 66th broadcast. I want to welcome you. I thank you for joining us, but I want you to thank yourself for being empowered enough, for having the willingness to say, you know what, I'm going to get on a call. Like, I want to be a part of a conference call or a live Google Hangout talking about Black wealth empowerment. See, this is the live broadcast. It's not a conference call. We're not on the telephone. There's not a lot of interference going on. No, you get to see us, inshallah, feel us, and actually hear from us. Now, I'm not by myself. I'm the co-host of this broadcast, and I have our brother, my friend, my brother who's always made it part of his life's work to always include other people in new and exciting things that he finds out about, whether it be a new book, a new business model or platform, just a new tip or technique. He would always find a way to share it with me. This is a brother who I had known digitally for nearly, maybe 15 years at least. And we had never met until maybe, I think it was last year that we got a chance to actually physically meet. But he has been my brother, an absolute friend, and I always valued his advice and his suggestions. This is our brother, your brother, my brother and co-host, Brother Daryl Muhammad. Brother Daryl, are you with us live?
Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me, Coach?
Absolutely, brother.
All right, all right. Let us thank you, the Courage Coach, for opening up for us and welcoming everybody here. We want to welcome you to this episode of Black Wealth Empowerment Live. We're excited that you're here. We want to welcome you to another exciting broadcast, brothers and sisters. We say they're always excited. You say that every week. Well, how much excitement can you handle? It's good to stay excited, right? That keeps your tone level up when you're excited. But we're excited, brothers and sisters, because you are here. We're excited because you are here with us this particular Sunday. All right, we're excited because of our guest that's here. So make sure you just come on in, focus, inhale, exhale, breathe, so you can open up your breast, open up your mind, so you can receive the powerful message that you're going to get here tonight on Black Wealth Empowerment Live. Brothers and sisters, this is where we talk about everything economics, everything finance, everything about money, everything about business, everything about entrepreneurship, everything about personal development, everything about personal performance, peak human performance. That's what the Courage Coach is about. That's what he shares with us on this platform. Brothers and sisters, you get a 2-for-1 here at this Black platform. Brothers and sisters, we want to welcome everybody. We want to welcome our new timers. Hey, we're just excited because we are happy always to bring you what God has blessed us with. We would like to share it with you because brother and sister, we're at a very, very pivotal point in our community. No matter how much we want to ignore it, no matter how much we want to act like things are normal, things are not normal. Things are not normal in the greater society, and things are definitely not normal in our society. They're not business as usual. Things are definitely different, and things are definitely changing. And we're going to talk about more about that a little bit later as we talk about economic justice or else. Economic justice or else. Unfortunately, we don't have our sister with us, our membership coordinator, Sister Brandy. We want to pray for her. She had death in her near immediate family that has really affected her family, her children, and her family directly. So she excused herself from the broadcast tonight. So all of you all in the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group, reach out to our sister, send her something personal in her inbox, and show her some love. Show her some love, okay? So she won't be with us tonight, but Rodney Assad's here. I'm here. Brother Nuri is here. And most importantly, you're here, brothers and sisters. You are here. So we want to welcome you. We're gonna definitely cover everything that we usually cover as far as welcoming our guests and hearing from you guys. I'll be on the Facebook ones and twos over here in absence of our sister, just to see what's happening in the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group, and also to welcome the new members. So we want you to come on in. This is the hour of power, brothers and sisters. Hour of power. All right? We want to keep things down to an hour. Keep it concise to an hour. Right? So we have to be very, very, very efficient and cognizant of the time. So with that being said, we want to welcome everybody. Start sharing right now. You know, you don't have to tell a person to do what's right. You know, I was told this in the mosque when I was coming up, Coach, that, you know, my captain at the time told me, brother, you know the restrictive laws. You don't need permission to do what's right. You don't need permission to share this broadcast. We have an episode. We have a part in the program where we do it collectively, but I'm giving you permission. Anytime the Spirit hits you, go ahead and shout it out. Shout it out on social media. All right. So let's swing back over to Courage, Coach, and we can just get this party started, Coach.
Woo, Brother Daryl, come on now. Come on. Now you talking about sharing it. That's right. You know, we hear personal development and those industries, if you whatnot, they talk about pay it forward, right? Pay it forward. We mentioned that on the broadcast, to pay it forward. You know, brothers and sisters, when we get something of value, when we have something that we really believe has value, you want to share. It's something inside you wants to share it with somebody, share it with a friend, let somebody know. You know, you want to testify. Let me just go there. You want to testify. When you really have something, when the Lord has touched you, you want to testify. There's something that comes up inside your soul, inside your spirit that says, I got to tell somebody about what the Lord has done for me. Well, I mean, come on. Anytime you hear something powerful, it's all God business. I mean, you should know that. It's all God business. So anytime you get something in your life, whether it be a book, a suggestion, you heard something in a tape, a seminar, a lecture, a workshop, no matter what it is, somebody, you was in the line at the supermarket, somebody said something powerful, two people back behind you said, oh, that's deep, that's heavy. I like that. If it touched your soul, that means it has the potential to touch somebody else's soul. So you want to share that with somebody else. So go ahead right now. Those of you who are watching us live, those of you in the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group, we want you to let people know that we're on live right now. Now, those of you who are members and been members for a while, been with us riding this out, and our new members, we know here's what we want you to do. Now, old members, you know, the newer members, you might not know this. We want you right now in the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group. In the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group, we want you to go in right now, put your name, right? You know this drill. Your mosque, city, or study group you're part of, church, organization, you might be a part of a fraternity, a sorority, some organization that you feel passionate about. We want you to put that in. We want you to put in your business. If you have a website, a blog, or something that connects other people to you and what you're doing in an empowered way, we want you to put that in, right? Just let us know where you're from, and we want to know what it is you do, so that way other people can support you, support us in what we are doing that's empowered. So we want to make sure we get behind that. So we're going to talk about those things. That's some of the things Brother Nuri, inshallah, is going to go into as we go along with this broadcast. So we want you right now to go ahead into the private elusive Facebook group and do that. Now, if you're not a member and you're watching this broadcast, because Brother Daryl, we shared this across social media. We put this out there for any and everybody to be able to become a part of this broadcast. And so right now, we know we have a lot of people who don't know about the private elusive exclusive Facebook group. So we definitely got to let them know how to become members and you know, get involved in that. And a lot of the great content that we've been able to be blessed to put in the group for all this time we've been doing the broadcast. This is some powerful stuff. We've been at this, Brother Daryl. It's been like 3 years. It's been
close.
Close. Brother, so we by the grace of Allah, we've been going pretty strong with this, and the consistency is the key. We talked about it on previous broadcasts. Consistency is really key. You know, you can start. Some people can, you know, get going real good. Some people quit. Those things happen. But if you can maintain consistency, and growth in that consistency. We're not talking about complacency. That's a different word. Complacency and consistency. I don't want you to get these things mixed up. We're consistent in that we're going to consistently bring you new content, consistently bring you new platforms and new ideas, new strategies. And so it's not about being stagnant or complacent, but we're going to be consistent and we're going to continue to reach out to you to come in your direction and inshallah bring you new things that can possibly build your business, build your life, change your direction and whatnot. So go ahead right now in the Private Elusive Exclusive Facebook group and post that information in. Name, your city, mosque study group, organization that you're a part of, and make sure you put a business, your business blog or something that you're doing right now that you want people to know about. So let's go ahead and do that now. And Brother Daryl, I'll swing it back over to you. And I don't know if you've been able to check the Facebook group. We got a lot of people who are on right now. They're excited. They're fired up. We put our brother. They say Brother Nuri's gonna be on. Everybody say, Brother Nuri liable to say something extremely powerful that's gonna change somebody's whole economic condition. Because last time he was on the broadcast, he mentioned that people say money isn't everything, but I always repeat this from my brother. He said, but it's right up there with oxygen. And so, a powerful quote like that might change your whole economic condition. So, inshallah, our brother will come with some more jewels that he can share with everybody. So, Brother Joe, I'm going to swing it back over to you and see what's going on in our Private Exclusive Facebook group.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach. All right. Yeah, we've been looking in there, and things are starting to heat up. So we want to give them some more time. We're about 15 after, so we're doing pretty good. But come on in, brothers and sisters. Come on in. And like he said, share. You see those tabs right above? Go ahead and share it right now because you only got about 15 minutes. We're going to bring Brother Nuri on in the next 15 minutes. So it's not a lot of time, right? By the time they get the message and they stop what they're doing, they pull from the playoff game, right? And come in and fire up their computer or hit the link on their phone, right? It's going to take them all of about 15 minutes. But go ahead and share those tabs right there. Facebook like, Facebook share, hashtag BWE, hashtag BWE Hangout. Brother Nuri is up next. Send it. Same message in Twitter. Hashtag BWE Hangout space Brother Nuri is up next. Send that out now, and again in 5 minutes. We're going to send it out every 5 minutes for the next 15 minutes. All right? Every 5 minutes for the next 15 minutes. Brothers and sisters, we're teaching you the small minutiae about a business, about marketing, about sales. Right? They run commercials over and over and over again until you get sick and tired of them, aren't you? Or haven't you just been seeing that new movie with what's the name, Ice Cube and Kevin Hart over and over again? Why? Because it's getting closer and closer to its date. It's getting closer to next Friday when it comes out and released. Well, we're here now. We're not getting closer and closer to this broadcast. The broadcast is here. So we should pound social media, right? Pound your friends every 5 minutes for the next 15 minutes of this broadcast being live and Brother Nuri being up next. You got the instructions? Every 5 minutes starting now for the next every 5 minutes for the next 15 minutes. Hashtag BW Hangout. Brother Nuri is up next. Because I got a lot of likes, a lot of shares. Coach got a lot of likes from his post, a lot of shares. So the buzz is out there. But there's a lot of distractions in the world. There's a lot of distractions out there, brothers and sisters. So we have to get their attention at the right time to pull them to the right place. Now I want to say to all our Christian family, all our Christian brothers and sisters, all right, go ahead and rep your church. Go ahead and rep your pastor. Go ahead and rep your bishop. All right, let's go ahead and make this what a family is supposed to be. Right? Go ahead. We want to hear from our Christian family. All right, Omegas, Deltas, go ahead, Zetas. Go ahead and rep. Right? Whatever you're a part of, that's a part of you. We should be proud of that. Right? We should be proud of that, brothers and sisters. So go ahead and put that in the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group. All right? Our Christian brothers, I want to hear from you. Christian sisters, I want to hear from you. You are our family, right? You are our family. So we want you to be identified. Why? Because we're bringing you up on this broadcast the next couple of weeks. If you have a business, we're bringing you up. Sister that wrote that book, Wealth Mindset, I forget her name, it slips you right quick, but she's a member. We're going to bring her up. The other brother that does credit repair and wealth building, we're going to bring them up before the end of this quarter. All right? We're going to bring you guys on this broadcast so you can present to the members the valuable knowledge that you have that can help free us economically. Okay? So go ahead and do that right now. If you're watching for the first time, you say, well, Daryl, where is this private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group? Well, just hit the link below, livevirtualnetworking.com or livevirtualnetworking.com. Click that. That'll take you straight to the Facebook page. You hit join. You got about 2 minutes to do that right now. I got my handy cell phone here, and in the next few minutes, I'll be welcoming everybody that's there in the queue for membership. All right? So go to livevirtualnetworking.com if this is your first time here and you're not a member of our private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group. And brother said you want to be a part of it. That's what a party is. Right? That's what a happening is. That's where we get together during the week and throughout the week, and we network. See, brothers and sisters, if we don't keep up with what's changing, what's evolving, not trends so much, but what's evolving, then we'll get left behind. So here at Black Wealth Empowerment Live, we want to do everything we can to keep you and I and us from getting left behind of this social economic evolution that black people are currently going through. Okay? That's what we're here to do. We're here at Black Wealth Empowerment to raise your conscious level up, your economic conscious level up, right? And understanding the power of personal development and raising up all areas of your life. So we're here to raise your economic consciousness up so you can be more efficient in earning an income. I say it again, more efficient in earning an income for you, your family, but most of all, our community. It's time for us to grow up and become community responsible economically. Community responsibly economically. Somebody put that in a private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group. It's time for us to become economically, communally, economically responsible. That's what time it is. Okay, because that's what's gonna be required for us to get to the next level, and we're gonna cover that later on in the broadcast. So with that being said, all right, that was the minute that I tell you that you needed to go ahead and be welcome. Let's see what we got here. So far, of course, we have Sister Jennifer and Brother Darren, Phoenix, Arizona, Mosque number 32. Up to this point, we have been in customer service field for a combined of over 17 years. The ultimate goal for them is to learn how to make money, keep money, and grow our money through channels like BWE. All right? Then we have Sister Charlotte Muhammad from Phoenix, Arizona. Once again, owner of Majestic Design, LLC, fashions for women and goods for your home. So we want to welcome them to the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group and any of our other members here. Make sure you want to shout out, represent your church, represent your pastor, represent your bishop, represent your organization. All right, brothers and sisters, put your Facebook, Sister Charlotte, put your web address in there if you have one for your business. Because see, one thing beautiful about cyberspace, all right, that we're talking about here, it's almost time for you guys to send it out again. See, once it goes out, it stays out, right? Once this broadcast is completed, it stays out in the ether forever. So most of us don't have the money to market in traditional ways, but you have a platform like this that's free for you to advertise, for you to mention your business, for you to promote your business, for you to promote yourself as a brand, and to get that out there in as many places as often, so at any given time, people can start finding you. All right, there's people that's retweeting my information. I don't know who these people are. I don't know how they found it, but that's the beauty of social media. All right, so that's what you need to do, and that's what you need to understand. So right now, go ahead and hit those tabs again: the Facebook share and the Twitter share. Hashtag BWE Hangout. Brother Nuri is up next, and we're going to go ahead and welcome some of our members that are pending. And of course, you know what to do. You hit their comment button for each individual new member and welcome them. All right, we have Consuela Nikki, welcome. Holly Proctor, welcome, sister. Deborah, look like Deborah Israel, welcome. Deanna Cole, welcome. Jelana Dixon, welcome, sister. We have Brother Ronald Washington, welcome. And we have Brother Frank Toy, I believe it's pronounced, welcome. We have Cecilia Muhammad, welcome, sister. We have the Final Call in Pittsburgh. All right, Final Call newspaper Pittsburgh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Brother Wendell Muhammad is a new member of Black Wealth and Power Mind. We have Millie X. Reed. Welcome, Sister Millie. And then we have Malik Abdul Shabazz. We're going to welcome him. We have Barry Nelson. We have Adrian Corker. And we have Mackenzie Stokes. Let's go ahead and approve all of those right now. Brothers and sisters, go ahead and welcome them. Sisters, welcome them. Hit each of their comment buttons for each one of them and welcome them so they'll know that they're welcome members into the private exclusive Facebook group, and we have love for them and we want them to come back and participate. Looks like we have Pamela Muhammad just popped up. Welcome, Sister Pam. Let's go ahead and approve her. See, they're starting to pop up now. Okay, all right, maybe we'll welcome some more a little bit later. So go ahead and welcome them, brothers. So those are regular members. You know what to do. Each individual hit their tab and go ahead and welcome them here to Black Wealth Empowerment Live. Send them a little short mail. Welcome, participate. You know, looking forward to seeing you on a future webcast. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna swing it back over to Courage Coach for a quick inspiration. Then I'm gonna say some things in preparation into bringing up our guest, our special guest, Brother Nuri Muhammad. Swinging back over you, Courage Coach.
Woo! Come on, Brother Daryl. I see the members are fired up. That's how we get down at Black Wealth Empowerment. You know, we stay fired up. We stay turned up. That's what the young people say. We stay turned up. Right? So, Brother Daryl, you know, thank you for welcoming the new members. You know, one thing I really enjoy is when we get a fresh group of people coming in, and because that helps us in the growth of the Black Wealth Empowerment, the live Google Hangout, and the private exclusive Facebook group. When you get new people, you're going to get new ideas, new energy, new life when you get new people coming in. So it's going to be a beautiful thing with those new members being added in and the things they're going to bring in from their different perspectives and outlooks on life. Now, for those of you that might not know, I'm Rodney Assad Muhammad, your Courage Coach. And one of the things is those of you that might not know this, my primary platform is about courage. You know, growing up, the reason why I chose Assad as a stage name, that's not my legal name or nothing. I used that as a stage name when I was in music industry. And so Rodney Assad Muhammad, now Assad, some people might not know, means lion. The actual full stage name was Asad-Allah, right, meaning the lion of Allah. And so I realized that most of the trouble, most of the challenges that I had in my life was due to a lack of courage on my part, And so what I did, Brother Daryl, is I thought, as you were speaking, a thought came to me, Allah put something on my mind, you know, that most of us really need to get in and get busy. Get in and get busy. Why you say that, Brother Rodney? Why say that like that? Get in and get busy. Because a lot of us are trying to play life from the sidelines. I mentioned before about something like that, like, you know, in the stands, that's where the fans are. The fans are in the stands. But the actual players, you either on the sideline ready to get in the game, or you in the game playing the game. But the fans are in the stands. And see, if you're a fan and you jump out on the field and you're not actually supposed to be on the field, they will arrest you. They will arrest you and take you off the field because you're not supposed to be there. Well, if you feel that you're qualified to be on the field to play this game called business and life, then get on the field, get in and get busy. Get in and get busy. Now, here's the thing. I did a book, and a few books, but one of the books I've done is called Quotes of Courage: How Teens Win at the Game of Life. I don't know if we put that in our store, Brother Daryl. I don't know if we put that book in our store, the Quotes of Courage. But I just want to share this quote of courage number 14 in the book. It says this, and I quote, it's Aesop that they attribute this to. It says, "It is easy to be brave from a safe distance. It is easy to be brave from a safe distance." And then what I did is I flipped it into teen, what I call teen speak. I says, "That chihuahua barks real tough when the gate is closed." And I did a song. I said, "But if you open the gate, they make haste back to the house scared. If you ain't bad enough to step, then shut up." Now, the reason why I say that is this, that sometimes we talk a lot of good talk. We have a lot of big plans. We might even write out some affirmations and some goals on a sheet of paper, because they tell you to do that. Write your goals down, the whole process, right? And the SMART goals, SMART, measurable, all that. That's good. That's hot. But at some point, you got to decide to get in the game. Get in and get busy. You know, one of my mentors says most people trying to arrive at the cemetery safely leaving a good-looking corpse, right? That's a terrible way to play this thing. You'll never be successful in business or life trying to play it safe. You on the couch eating bonbons, trying not to get hurt. See, another one of my mentors says, you know, you trying to play football with basketball rules, or you trying to play not to get hurt. There's a difference playing not to get hurt and playing to win. There's a difference in the psychology of playing not to get hurt versus playing to win. See, people are playing to win. They're going to jump in the air, don't care how they land, right? There are people who are playing a game that, you know, I'm willing to maybe tear my ACL to make this move. That if that means we're going to win this NBA championship and I got that fifth ring on my finger, if that's what it means, then I'll get the surgery later. But right now we're playing to win, not playing to not get hurt. So you got to get in and get busy. Now, what does it mean to get busy? I told everybody, and I asked us all, Brother Daryl, when we did our year kickoff, if you will, for the broadcast, I asked everybody to do something every single day. Do something every single day that's significant, that will get you closer to your goals, dreams, and aspirations. Something that's going to get you closer, whether it be reading some a chapter in a book, whether taking that additional step. Hey, let me go online and go ahead and apply for that business plan, a loan, or let me get that LLC started, or whatever it is. Something every day that's going to get you one step closer to what it is you said, I wanted to do. Now, why haven't we? Some of us have, some of us haven't. What is it about you, me, us, that we didn't do something today, yesterday? We're what, 10, 11 days in? What are we, 10 days in to 2016 already? Are you any closer? Am I any closer to what I said I wanted to accomplish than I was in 2015? You had 10 days that go by. But why? Why are we doing it? Well, I told you, and I've been saying this every time we did a broadcast and we said this, I said it's usually a lack of courage. You know, Brother Daryl, I gave it an example of an associate of mine, and he called me one day and saying, "Brother Rodney, you know, I can't seem to get my life together, man. I don't know what it is. I watch you go from zero to now you're traveling all over, you're speaking to all these people, all these things." And he said, "What is it, man? What is it? Why can't I seem to get my life going, man?" I said, "You know what, man? You're afraid of dying." He says, "No, I'm not." I said, "Yes, you are." He said, "No, I'm not." I said, "No, really, you are." He said, "No, I'm not." I said, "No, man, you really are afraid of dying." He says, "You know what? I don't get it, obviously." I said, "Yeah." I said, "You know what? You're afraid of dying. You're afraid of losing the person you've come to know, the mask you've put on, the person you've become in order to feel safe, to get along, to navigate the people you know, to fit in the social circles you've been associating with. You have to actually murder that person. You have to kill that person in order to be a new person." See, in the Bible, it says you got to take off the old man and put on a new man. You can't put new wine in an old wineskin. Well, you can't be the same person and think you're going to go or grow to a new level. You got to be willing to kill the old you, the old me, the old mentality, the old way of doing things. But that takes courage, brothers and sisters. You got to be courageous enough to go to that place. See, my business partner says, she always quotes this, Sister Tracy C. Muhammad. She says, Paul, she always quotes that Paul says, I die daily, right? At some point, you got to be willing to shed off some old so that way you can grow new. And I'll leave this with your last point. C. Joe Sabir, Steve Muhammad, when we were training in martial arts, he was teaching us. He told us, he said, I want you all to do this. I want you to take a book. Take a book. He said, I want you to tap the book. Tap the book. Find a book with some, little grit on it. He said, and tap it. Just hit it with your knuckles. Tap it. Tap it. He said, what's that's going to do? You're going to tap it just lightly. He said, what it's going to do after a while, it's going to put some callus on your knuckles. It's going to strengthen them and toughen them because you're going to be shedding off layers of skin and making them tougher. See, if you want to be tougher, if I want to be tougher in this work, in this life work, then we got to be courageous enough to lose a little something so we can gain so much more. Brothers and sisters, you got to get in and get busy. I'm riding inside Muhammad, your courage coach. Listen, no matter what else you do in life, you must always remember to cultivate the courage to roar. Brother Daryl, back to you.
All right. We got the private exclusive Facebook group blowing up. I'm going through it. I'm just going to prove everybody. We got Munakai here, Brother Michael, Carlos Muhammad, Sister Betty, and quite a few others that I've just approved. But for the sake of time, our brother's ready. Our brother's ready. Brothers and sisters, we are blessed beyond blessed. We hear that phrase often, and it's kind of a cliche. But we have to be able to specifically identify and specifically pinpoint blessings that we have, blessings that we experience. And here at Black Wealth Empowerment Live, we were blessed last year this time to have our brother on, Brother Nuri Muhammad. A lot of you all know Brother Nuri Muhammad. For those who don't, just sit back, relax, and just receive the brother, the spirit that he gives, that he shares with us. All right, but he came on last week. It was the biggest broadcast as far as viewership, live viewership and post viewership, and he brought a very, very powerful message about black economics. And brothers and sisters, we are in a very special time right now in Black America and in America. Everybody's trying to jockey for position, right? Everybody feels that their position is threatened. So they have to jockey, they have to claim what is theirs. And we're at a point, black people are at a point now here in America, economically and socially, that we have to have justice. We have to have what's rightfully ours, right? And justice is God's measure of fair dealing, and we are entitled to our share of justice. Now, a lot of times that falls on the responsibility of all parties involved. Us and them. But we're going to do everything we can to help in becoming and being a part of the or else, all right? The or else of the justice. And we're going to be the or else as far as economic justice is concerned. So we got Brother Nuri with us tonight. He's going to share with us black economics from White Boycott to Black Buy-cott, all right? So you guys get ready. All right, now is the time, and if brother feels like it, because he's on the road, just imagine the brother's not at home, like I'm at home, like Rodney Assad's at home, like you are at home either in your physical home or in your home city. This brother is in New Jersey. He's doing the work of resurrecting of our people, and he still made time to be on our broadcast tonight. So whatever amount of time the brother has, we want to be grateful and receive it. And if he's available and he feels like answering any questions, then we will definitely, allow him the time to answer some questions. So with that being said, without further ado, I present to some and introduce to others our Brother Nuri Muhammad. Brother Nuri, are you there? I don't see Brother Nuri. Is he down there, Coach? You see him? He said he was ready to come up. I texted him. Maybe he didn't hear the intro music. Go ahead and take it off. You're on mute, Coach. You're on mute.
Oh, hold on. There we go. We got to unmute our brother. I'll see if I can unmute him. Brother
Yeah,
Nuri, if you
unmute
can
him,
from your
but
side.
we don't see. I don't see. Oh, there he is. I see him.
He's
Okay,
there.
he's just not showing up on mine. Go ahead and
Yeah, he's there.
unmute him,
I cannot unmute
brother.
him
Are
right
you
now.
there?
Yes, I'm here. I can't unmute him from my side. He has to unmute it from his side.
Okay, unmute from your side, brother Nuri, up at the top.
Yeah, click the little microphone. Yeah, little
Run your
there it
mouse
goes.
at the
There it goes.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
mic check 1 2. Hear you loud and clear. Without further ado, our brother Nuri Muhammad, Black Economics, from White Boycott to Black Buy-cott. Welcome to Black Wealth Empowerment again, brother Nuri. Thank you so very much for being with us for an encore from last year.
Oh, man. Well, thank you so much, Brother Durrell and Brother Rodney. And, you know, first of all, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah who intervened in our affairs in the form of a well-made man named Master Farad Muhammad. We thank him forever for his raising up in our midst his messenger, Messiah, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and for giving us today a man that, in my humble opinion, is the most beautiful and the most dutiful human being on the face of the planet Earth. He is the man that taught me everything that I know, and is the example of the man that I hope to one day become. And I'm talking about our teacher and guide, the man that has been anointed and appointed for this time period to give us guidance and instructions that we can escape the fall of a wicked world and be citizens of the kingdom of God, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It's in their holy and righteous name that I greet you, Brother Darrell, Brother Rodney, to all of those who are in this great hangout with us today on Black Economics, from White Boycott to Black Buy-cott, in the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
Before I begin, I want to just say this on behalf of the minister, the executive council of our nation, and all of the believers and our people of goodwill, how much we thank and value this work of 66 weeks, 66 broadcasts, dealing with one of the key sciences that the slave master never wanted the slave to learn, and that is the science of finance. I know that over the course of the 66 broadcasts that you all have had, that you all have probably dived deep into the debate in Congress in 1897, where they were debating whether or not that they were going to allow Negroes to go to college. And at the end of the day, when they concluded that, yes, we'll let these Negroes get a higher education, there was a stipulation attached to it. The only way we'll let you get a college education is if no institution that was set up that would either allow Negroes to be educated or be a black college. Three things that you could not teach. You could not teach the slave, the Negro, the science of mating. You could not teach them the science of warfare, and you could not teach them the science of finance. Because whenever a man and a woman know how to be a father, a mother, a husband, and a wife, and whenever a people know how to identify their friends and their enemies and organize strategy, tactics, and maneuvers to effectively defend themselves against their enemies and build for self, multiplied by wise economic intelligence, then you got a people that will be on top of civilization. So I wanted to say, on behalf of the minister, the executive council, and our nation, and all of our people of goodwill, Brother Darrell, Brother Rodney, thank you, brothers, so much for creating this wonderful hangout platform that we can discuss this most important of topics. You know, like I know, that we embarked upon a push for 10-10-15, justice or else. God used once again the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as his tool and as his instrument to bring forth a call to the people of God. And then at 10-10-15, he laid out an agenda, action items, or marching orders, if you will, on what we could do as a people to be a part of the actual or else. Now, you know, Brother Daryl, that some of us that went to the gathering, we left and was, you know, hoping that somehow, some way, they thought, I don't know what it was, that we thought we didn't have to do nothing after we left. I guess, Brother Rodney, they thought the minister was going to step out on the stage and wave a magic wand over the audience, and all of the sudden, white supremacy would disappear. He was going to pull justice from behind our ear and freedom out of a hat, and hocus pocus shazam, poof, Negroes no more. But we got work to do if all of those things are going to be achieved. So one of the primary action items was the boycott of Christmas. The slogan, the mantra that God gave the minister this year was up with Jesus and down with Santa. We said that if you're not going to give justice to us, then there will be no profits for you. Since our black lives don't matter, we're going to show you that our black dollars do. And by the grace of God, the tally is still being rendered. The count is still in motion, but they predicted a 1.5% reduction in Christmas spending, which amounts to nearly $9 billion taken from the American white economy because they're not giving us any justice. Macy's just came out and said that they, from poor sales, look like they're going to have to lay off 4,000. China even felt it. You have people in Iran, people in other parts of the world that you're seeing, they're stamping, if it's from America, we don't want it, boycott. So I think that Allah has granted us a great, great victory. But just as we were pushing for 10-10-15 justice or else, we put the statistic out that every 3 years, 2,000 to 3,000 black males are killed by the the police department. I know, the Blue Klux Klan. I know what I said. I'm right. But in that same 3-year cycle, that's bad. But in that same 3-year cycle, 25,000 black males were killed by other black males. Every 28 hours, a black male is killed by a police officer or a correction officer. That's bad, but what's worse is that every 3 hours in America, another black man is killed by his own brother. So we said then that we would look like hypocrites to send a hashtag Black Lives Matter to the White House and forget to send a hashtag Black Lives Matter to the trap house. We couldn't just go to war with white supremacy and not also wage war on that other front with negativity. I know negativity is not a word in the dictionary, but everybody listening know that you knew exactly what I was talking about when I said it. Negativity is a special type of negative that only black people know how to do with one another. We got to go to war with that. Well, in the same light, we couldn't send a hashtag Black Lives Matter to the White House and not the trap house. We couldn't wage war with white supremacy and not also wage war with negativity. On the other side of the equation, we can't come out of a 9-week white boycott and not get involved in a 9-month, 9-year, 9-decade black boycott. After we got finished, Brother Daryl, redistributing the pain to our enemies, now it's time to take the money that we saved and now let's redistribute that power to our own brothers and sisters that are in their own black independent business. So the mantra moving forward should be for us as a people: shop with your brother before you shop with another. Whatever need you have, whatever want you have, find a black business in your area that can supply that need or that want. If you got to drive a little farther, so what? If you got to spend a few dollars more, so what? Did you know in the Jewish community and in the Asian community, more specific, the Asian dollar rotates and remains in their community 28 to 30 days before it leaves? In the Jewish community, the dollar stays 17 days. Even among our Latino family, they keep their dollar 14 days before it goes to somebody else. But in the black community, I hope you got your seatbelt on, Brother Daryl. In the black community, the dollar only remains in our community 3 to 6 hours. Oh, you didn't hear me. They say by mathematics that a dollar circulates in the Jewish and the Asian community 7 to 10 times. But in the black community, a dollar only circulates 1/10 of one time. I don't even think you can call that circulate. Because the base word of circulate is circle. At least you got to make one lap. Well, if one lap around a track is 400 meters, Brother Rodney, then 1/10 of one lap, come on, 1/10 of one lap is about 40 centimeters. That means our dollar don't even get a good step before it goes out of our community. And because our dollar remains such a short time, even though we have $1.1 trillion, we don't seem to have anything to show for it. But because that dollar stays among the Asians 28 to 30 days, Jews 17 days, Hispanic community 14 days, they are able to take a little and make it look like a lot because each one is using the money when they need it the most. And at a certain point, the money that they put into the circle will come back and visit them 7 to 10 times. Well, we need to fix that, I think. So I'm hoping that we will not just allow Justice or Else to be a march or a moment, but we will absolutely be the or else and make sure that it is a movement. And I'm going to just say this, you know, we real hard on black businesses, but we real merciful on white businesses. Every year the news comes out where one of these pizza drivers from Pizza Hut or Domino's, and we should have always thought something was wrong with that pizza. The fact that it's called Domino's, that should let you know you're gambling by even ordering. But you know, every year one of the drivers is caught put some extra sauce on the pizza, and I ain't talking about no tomato sauce. And we look on TV and say, ugh, they nasty. That's a nasty look. I ain't never ordering no pizza from them again. Two weeks later, we back on the phone dialing for delivery. But let us go to a black business. And that black little business short us one hush puppy. All it takes is us missing one hush puppy, or having 6 fries fall out the bag, or they forgot to put my ketchup in. Didn't I ask for extra ketchup? First thing we'll say, just from one hush puppy being short, no ketchup missing, few fries in the bag. That's why I'm like doing no business with no niggas. I ain't never going back there again. Well, we've got to stop being so hard on one another and be more merciful to one another, understanding that whenever you live in a world, as Tupac called it, he said, this is the white man's world. When you understand that concept, that means that we live in a world where everything's set up for white people to be successful. I told my children, Brother Rodney, I said, I don't give money to white people that's bummed. And they said, Daddy, what? What do you mean? Why not? I said, because this is the white man's world. Why should I give them anything? And Brother Rodney, word is bond, you won't believe what happened. While we were driving down the street, right after I told my children this when they were young, lo and behold, we pulled up, and Biff was out there with that cardboard sign. And he came to the window and he said, sir, do you have $1? And you know, we're taught in Islam to speak the truth regardless to circumstance. I can't lie to the man. I had the $1. I just didn't have one for him.
Right.
So I told him, I said, yes, I have $1, but I don't give money to white people. And he looked at me and said, what? What do you mean? I said, well, this is a white man's world. And he's like, huh? I said, this is your world. That means the social, political, religious, and economic system of this world is built for you to be successful. I said, so if you can't make it in a world where everything's going for you, you deserve whatever you get. I said, in fact, I got to work harder to be, I told him, you got to work harder to be broke as I do to be rich. I don't have no money for no white man. But for our own people, we should be willing to do everything we can to, as you said earlier, pay it forward. Be merciful. Pay a few dollars more. Drive a little bit farther. And shop with our brother before we shop with another. And if we can do that coming out of a 6-week white boycott and engage in a 6 to 9 week, 6 to 9 month, 6 to 9 year, 6 to 9 decade Black Buy-cott, we gonna see ourselves back on top of civilization again. So my brothers and sisters in the audience, I wanted to share just a few money sayings, and then I'll wrap it up. And if there's any questions, I'll do my best to answer those questions. What I can promise you is that I don't have all the answers. But what I can also promise you is that I know somebody that does. And I'm telling you, the man that I know that has the answers is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. This man is so great. I've never heard anyone ask the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan a question that not only did he answer the one that came out of the mouth, but he even answered the one in their heart that produced the one that came out their mouth. That's how great of a teacher we have in this beautiful man. So every now and then, like we all know, we got to talk to ourselves, and there's certain things we got to say to ourselves to eliminate our own stinking thinking. And these are some of the money sayings that I use to try to recalibrate my brain and mind that I might think aright and have money in a proper perspective and stay with a money conscious like I have a God conscious, that I can become as righteous and as rich as Allah wants me to be. Number one on that list, I always remind myself, seek ye first the kingdom of God in all its righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Two things that I get from that beautiful verse. Number one is always put righteousness above riches, character above chips, morals above money. Always put belief above bread, faith above finance, and always put Allah above the dollar. And as long as we keep Allah more important than the dollar, we gonna be all right. Number two, God didn't say seek ye only the kingdom of God in all its righteousness. He just said seek ye first. That means that I do have the right, in fact, the responsibility to not only seek morals, but to also seek some money. So after I get finished seeking the kingdom of God and all of its righteousness, it's okay for me to seek for some seconds and some thirds. I can seek for some good health, and I can also seek some good wealth. Another thing that I say to myself to help check that thinking is I remind myself that Jesus said, if any man be my disciple, he must first deny himself, pick up his cross, and then follow me. Well, the cross is a long vertical line and a shorter horizontal. All things material and economic are on a horizontal level, and all things mental and spiritual are on the vertical. The lesson is, if a cross has a long vertical and a shorter horizontal, I should make sure my morals are longer than my money, that my character is longer than my chips, that my faith is longer than my finance, my belief is greater than my bread. And as long as I work more toward mental and spiritual development than I do for economic development, I can get as much as I want, as long as I make sure that I have the mental and the spiritual outweighing and doing that which I have in energy for economic or material wealth. Another thing I tell myself is that you can't have $1 million dream and also have a minimum wage work ethic. You cannot have $1 million dream and a minimum wage work ethic. If you want $1 million dream to become $1 million reality, you have to have $1 million work ethic that goes with that $1 million dream. Another thing I tell myself is if you woke up broke, you had no business going to sleep. If you woke up broke, you had no business going to sleep. Another saying I give myself to check stinking thinking is I remind myself, I said, I'd rather be tired with money in my pocket than well rested and broke. I'd rather be tired with some money in my pocket than well rested and broke. In truth, even before that, I always tell myself I'd rather be tired pushing to free God's people than well rested watching them die. I also remind myself, before you start buying stuff to dress up the outside, you know, brothers and sisters, black people, we are the leaders in unnecessary spending. You know what unnecessary spending is, right? Unnecessary spending is spending money that you don't have to buy stuff you don't need from people that you don't like to impress people that you don't even know. That's unnecessary spending. We have found that the less you have on the inside, the more you need on the outside to make yourself feel like something. Well, at the end of the day, I always remind myself, don't go broke trying to look rich. Respect is earned, it cannot be bought. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for listening. I hope you can use some of these tools as news you can use to check some of your own stinking thinking. And let's graduate now out of the white boycott stage to the black buy-cott stage and shop with our brother before we shop with another. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, alaikum salam. Let us give Brother Nuri Muhammad a cyber hand applause there on the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group. As always, Brother Nuri, thank you so very much, brother. You know, we're indebted to your service, brother, and your love for our people and love for the mission. And we're just grateful because somebody out there you're going to touch. Somebody out there is going to take what you said tonight, including myself, and I'm sure Brother Rodney, and it's gonna change the trajectory of our lives. And that's the power of the word that has the Spirit of God in it, brother. So thank you so very much, Brother Nuri, once again, brother, for serving and doing what you do, brother, what you love to do, and that's help our people and help the man of God, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Brothers and sisters, we want you to, at this time, if you have any questions for Brother Nuri, if you have any questions whatsoever, we probably got about another 5 minutes because we're right at the top of the hour. We want to respect his time and we want to respect your time, okay? So if you have some questions, go ahead and put that in the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group right now. And we'll let Brother Rodney Assad make some comments and share his appreciation for your message as I look into the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group and see if there's any questions. Let's roll it over to you, Courage Coach.
Woo! Brother Nuri, thank you once again for taking that time out, you know, to really share those things with us who are the hosts, and then also those who are attending the live Google Hangout, Black Wealth Empowerment. That was timely. It's timely. You know, I was talking with another believer about these very things you were sharing, and you know, I say it has to be a holistic approach to all of this, a very holistic approach. We can't approach it from just one perspective, and I want to challenge everybody. Based on what Brother Nuri, I want to show you, you know, we are taught to show and prove all things, right? And those things. I want you to go to page 174 and 175 of Message to the Black Man. I want you to get in that 174, now read the whole book, but I want you to get to that 174, 175 part of Message to the Black Man, and look at the boycott. Look at the words when you see boycott in there and what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad says about boycott, you know? And so that's something that's very powerful. One question I do have, Brother Nuri, I know we were short on time and we may have some clarity coming up. You know, there's a problem. There's several problems. But we specifically, I want to ask you about this. It's a 13th problem. There's a 13th problem. And I'm pretty sure you're aware of this, and those of you on the broadcast might be aware of a 13th problem. And one question I have you, in light of the 13th problem and mathematical theology, right? why does it seem to be, and there's something I'm finding very consistent over my time in being a registered member, is that there seems to be a mental conflict, a disconnect between wealth building and being a registered member. You
Mm-hmm.
know, there seems to be a disconnect in some places. Do you see, what do you see in that, and how does it equate to putting that mathematical theology to work? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, of course, problem number 13 is one of the 34 problems in the problem book that was given to us by Master Farad Muhammad. And in fact, out of the 34 problems, it is the only one of the problems that is given its own isolated page in the Supreme Wisdom, separate from the other ones. Now, I don't know if I can say for sure, but it would seem like if you had 34 problems and you take one of the 34 out and give it its own page, that you are trying to put a specific, I guess, influence in the readers studying that one more so than the others. Seem like you're separating it, making it more important. And when you look at the problem number 13 properly, and we unpack the variables of it, I think what the Savior is trying to do, he's trying to bust up all spookism in the mind of black people. Because whether we accept it or not, and you speaking of some people that you say that are already Muslims that think that you can't be right and rich, moral and have money. You can't have character and also have some chips too. But that's not what problem number 13 says. Spookism, to be honest with you, has affected all of the religions. In fact, I'm going on the record and say the biggest religion on the planet is not Christianity or Islam. It's spookism. What do you say? What is spookism? Spookism is an extreme or excessive emotional attachment to a non-existent nothing. It's to have strong faith in something that can't do nothing for you, bad or good. And that's what's wrong. We spooky minded. So, you have some people that call themselves Christians that say they believe that God is a spook, but they live a life like God is a man. And unfortunately, we got some people that call themselves Muslims that preach that God is a man, but live like God is a spook. And at the end of the day, religion ain't what you preach. Religion is what you practice. So in that problem number 13, Brother Rodney, the Savior says to us, he says, after learning mathematics, which is Islam, and Islam is mathematics, it stands true. You can always prove it in no limit of time. Then you must learn to use it and secure some benefit while you are living. That is luxury, money, good homes, friendships, and all walks of life. It tells us we must use our mathematical theology in proper terms. Theology, suffix means study of, theo in Greek means God. So we have to have a logical, mathematical study of God, and then we have to apply that study of God in a logical way. And when we do so, we find as the fruit and the reward, real heaven, which is not living on the cloud with Jesus and Solomon and Abraham and Tupac and Biggie and all them. No. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said heaven. And in that, what does it say? Sit yourself in heaven at once. That is the greatest desire of your brother and teacher. So if the Savior is telling us to sit ourselves in heaven, and he just defined what heaven was, which was luxury, money, good homes, friendships, and all walks of life, then he's telling us the way we can sit ourselves in heaven is we must use our mathematical theology in the proper terms. That means we have to learn how to use the God in us. And we don't have a lot of time to dive into it, but just for the sake of time, if you unpack the study guides, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gives a breakdown to what the ingredients are that make up the God within. He says the God within is your willpower that's buttressed or supported by faith and knowledge, springing forth and being guided and directed by love. So the 4 ingredients of the God in you is willpower, faith, knowledge, and love. The more of those 4 you have, the more God you have in you. And if we put love, faith, knowledge, and will together in a mathematical, not spooky, but a mathematical way, we can set ourselves in heaven at once and have luxury, money, good homes, friendships in all walks of life, freedom, justice, equality, harmony, balance, peace, and contentment of mind. It can be done. We just have to keep it in its proper priority and proper perspective. And let's not preach God is a man but live like he's a spook. No, let's preach God is a man and become the material witness to the rest of the world that is in fact the truth.
Thank you, Brother Nuri.
Yes, sir. Thank you so very much, Brother Nuri. That's a powerful, powerful answer. And I don't have any questions that came through the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group. I'm sure we're just digesting it. I'm sitting here digesting. I got to go get my supreme wisdom. I didn't notice that the whole page, Brother Nuri, was for problem number 13.
Right.
I did notice that problem number 13 is in there twice, and it's the only problem that's in there 2 times. And as we know, God does not make a mistake. But I did not notice it was a full page. So thank you for taking us and me back to our lesson so we can look at it.
That's right.
One more time.
Here we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look at it one more time. Brothers and sisters, we want to thank you for being here. We want to respect Brother Nuri's time. Brother Rodney Assad has another call he's got to be on. It's all about being efficient. It's all about, taking it to the next level. You heard it from one of the top ministers of the Nation of Islam. Brother Nuri Muhammad put it in the most beautiful way that only he can do it, the way God has empowered him to do it. Brothers and sisters, sometimes you have to hear the same message from a different perspective. And that's why it's so important to bring our brother on, because he has proven over the years to affect so many people with his delivery and his love in the message that he brings. So we want to thank Brother Nuri again, and we hopefully, inshallah, God will bless us to have him on again as we go into this next phase, right? This post-boycott into buy-in, black or boycott. So with that being said, I want to swing it over to the Courage Coach so he can say his final goodbyes, and then I'll close out. We want to encourage you, brothers and sisters, to practice, right? He said it, practice our religion, practice what we preach and what we teach. And you do that by going to the ablenetwork.com, the ablenetwork.com, and buy, right? Buy from your own. Yeah, it's going to be a sacrifice, but if you sacrifice for what is right, God will replace that with more. You have to have it. He told you willpower, faith, knowledge, and love. And so that's what we have to practice. Brother Ishmael said, we're not doing no teaching, no preaching. We're going to do what's necessary in 2016 to get what we want for ourselves and our people. So go to the ablenetwork.com and also go to Economic Blueprint, economicblueprint.org. Everybody that's listening live and on the replay, brothers and sisters, support your own and see if not, God will back you up. So let's swing it over to the Courage Coach so he can close us out, and now say good night, and that'll be it. Courage Coach.
Yes, sir, Brother Darrell. Thank you again, Brother Nuri, for that wonderful answer and for sharing this time with us. Brother Darrell, thank you so much again for bringing a platform to us all and for allowing me as your brother to even help and assist you with sharing whatever Allah has put on my heart and mind to share over the years that we've been doing business and whatnot. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us tonight. You didn't have to take your time out of your busy schedules, your life, time with your families, and other things that you could have been doing to actually spend it with us on this broadcast. We appreciate it. You're important. You matter. Get in and get busy, brothers and sisters. See, one thing that, because of time, Brother Nuri didn't get a chance to go all the way into is, see, there's a reward given to the best and neatest worker of the problem.
Right.
So we want to make sure we strive to be a worker of these problems. So get in and get busy, brothers and sisters. I'm Rodney Assad Muhammad, your Courage Coach. Cultivate the courage reward. Thank you. Love you. Brother Darrell, swinging it back over to you.
All right. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for being here. Broadcast number 66. There's science in that number, but we want to thank you for being here. Now, one last thing. If you love the message that you heard from Brother Nuri, go to NuriMuhammad.com. Write that down. Somebody put that in the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group with a, with his picture or something on there. NuriMuhammad.com. Let's support our brother. We didn't have to write him a check. We didn't have to send him an honorarium. I don't know his PayPal account information. Love, brother. Love, brothers and sisters. Right? Love. So let us go to NuriMuhammad.com and support him. Let us go to NuriMuhammad.com and buy a lecture. Buy a lecture tonight. All right? And those that buy a lecture tonight, go ahead and put it in the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group tonight or tomorrow. But if whoever does it within the next 24 hours, all right, whoever does it in the next 24 hours, buy a product from Brother Nuri at NuriMuhammad.com. I don't know, me and Coach, we'll get together and we'll call you and say, okay, what can we do for you? You want a coaching call? You want a product? You want some service? What do you want? What do you want? All right. He said faith. You got to have faith. Go ahead and go to NuriMuhammad.com. Get one of his lectures. Let us know. All right. We'll go by the honor system. You let us know. Yes, Brother Daryl, Brother Rodney, I purchased it. And Brother Rodney and I reach out to you and we'll work out some. Maybe we'll give Coach, maybe we'll give him 1 free month of our mastermind group session.
Ooh, I think that's a good idea.
Maybe give him 1 month free, or maybe 2 months free, or maybe 3 months free. So we're rolling out next week with our mastermind program. Our mastermind program, because it's time to get this work done. If you won't part from your money, then money won't part from somebody else and come towards you. That's not how it works, brothers and sisters. All right. So with that being said, we thank you for being here. Share the replay. Go to YouTube. Put in Black Wealth Empowerment. Find this broadcast. Share it. Share it. Share it. For those of you who registered and got the email, that email link is live now until we pull it down. All right. So you can click on there. You can forward that link to somebody and they can click it and watch it as well. Thank you so very much, brothers and sisters. We have some things in the working. Hopefully, inshallah, we'll bring Professor Griff on here pretty soon, and God knows who else. But let us go ahead and go to work. We go back to our program, regular scheduled program next week, and you'll hear more about what's going to happen by God's grace here at Black Wealth Empowerment Live 2016. So with that being said, as always, we'll see you at the top, not from the top, because you, your family, but most importantly, our suffering Black community deserves your and my very best. Thank you so very much, brothers and sisters. Share the news. Till next time, take care and God bless.